Nothing is actually good or bad. It's the meaning that you give the situation that makes it so. And a lot of times we make situations, problems, events much more worse and huge and glorified than they really are. And the reason why is because of the questions that we ask ourselves. We ask ourselves questions that can never really be answered. They're called looping questions. For example, someone, maybe your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, cheated on you. You say, why did they do that to me? Why did they do that? Why did they do that? And you keep asking this question that it's a looping question you'll never really know the answer for. And it drives you mad, where our lives are controlled by the questions that we ask. The questions. And so this is a quick problem-solving strategy that I've used now for a while that has helped me in some of even the worst scenarios and some very tough problems that I've experienced. And so I wanted to share it, as I know it can absolutely help some of you guys with different challenges and problems that come up with you in a more effective manner to be able to deal with the different problems and stuff that come up in your way. And so as I'm going through this, I'm going to share with you a personal problem that I experienced recently, actually just about a week or so ago, a pretty decent sized problem, and how I overcame it using this. And maybe kind of think to yourself, a problem, whether you're going through a breakup or something like that, how you could utilize these questions to more effectively handle the situation. So the first question that you want to ask yourself with whatever problem it is you're going through is, what is great about this problem? What is great about this problem? And some of you may be saying, well, nothing is great about this problem. Nothing is great. Are you kidding me? My ex-boyfriend or wife or whatever cheated on me, left me. What do you mean it was great about it? Okay. Well, if something could be great about it, what could be great about it? If you had to, if I said I'd give you $1 million, if you could just find a morsel of something that could potentially be great about this problem, what would be great about it? Well, for myself, I went, for those of you guys that know and follow me, I went to Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny seminar last month in December. And he has another seminar called Business Mastery. And this is something that I've wanted to go to for a while, Business Mastery. It's one of his most expensive seminars, maybe the most expensive seminar that he has. It goes for $15,000. And but I know that everybody who I've ever spoke to who's ever gone to the seminar has dramatically increased their income and their financial life and just taken their businesses to the next level. And so and Tony Robbins is someone that I like to model my life after, and I highly trust everything that he recommends. And so I really wanted to go to this program, but also didn't really want to dig myself, into a hole financially or anything like that. I wanted to be, I like to be smart about, how much I invest into, seminars and programs and self-development. I'm a huge believer in investing in yourself, but I also like to be smart about it. And so at the seminar, Date with Destiny, Tony Robbins said, for those that are here in attendance, it's you can get this course for, for $10,000. There's a $5,000 discount. Still, it's kind of a stretch for me. I said, I've already spent a lot of money and I have seminars and a lot of travel coming up and things like that. As much as I want to go, I think I'm going to have to hold up a little bit longer. I couldn't do it just yet. But then he said, this is the first time I've ever offered this. It's a special, it's a BOGO, buy one, get one special for people who are at the event. If you're with like a business partner or a spouse or something like that, you could each buy one, get one. And so it would really come down to being $5,000 each. And so immediately I was like, oh my gosh, for $5,000, I would love to do this. And so I was trying to find someone to do it with, and I couldn't, a lot of other people had already found, they were with their significant other, business partner. And one of my friends who actually works for Tony Robbins and everything, he finally, on the last day, texted me, he said, I got someone here, that can, go in on it with you. And so I was like, yes, I was so excited. So we went out there, we signed the contract, boom, I got it. And it was committed to go for January, just in about 2 weeks from now, to the to his Business Mastery seminar, which is right in Florida. It was all perfect because it happened to land on a weekend that I don't have my daughter and everything like that. I'm a single parent, and so I have my daughter in shared custody, and so it landed perfectly on a weekend that I don't have her. It is in Florida, so I don't even need to fly anywhere. I can just drive there. Just so many good signs. I said, this is a sign. I got to take up this opportunity for this price. And then sure enough, I booked, where I was going to stay and everything like that. And all of a sudden, I get a text message from my friend, the one who works for Tony Robbins, who set me up with this guy and everything, and he said, hey, I need to talk to you. And he said, listen, man, that guy who who you signed a contract with, he had something come up and he can't go to the event in January, and he is now going in August. He said the bad part is though is that this deal is only only valid if you guys both go to the exact same seminar, the exact same event, same location. And I said, well, I can't go to the one in August. I already have another a couple of trips in August that I can't go to. I was like, I can't do that one. I already have commitments then. We had agreed we were going to go to this one in January together and everything. And I said, well, what are my options? He said, listen, I'm sorry, but this is kind of a tough situation. He's like, I've looked into it, and unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. They're really strict about this because this event always sells out. He said, you could probably look into getting maybe see if you can get your money back or something like that. And so immediately I got off the phone and I was just, going into fight or flight. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I'm so stressed. I can't believe this guy would do this to me. Why would he do this? I mean, everything was perfect. I was so excited to go. I already booked where I was going to stay and everything. And so I felt myself really getting worked up. And so immediately I went into my questions. And I first pulled out the first one. I said, okay, great. George, you got to ask more intelligent questions to change your focus, change the meaning about the situation. So number one, I said, what is great about this problem? I said, well, what's great about this problem is that, hey, I could, I'm sure get my money back, get a refund. I have a lot of other things that I'm doing that, hey, it would take a little bit of pressure off. I'll get that $5,000 back. And, hey, I'll just, go to the event at a different time or something like that. And I'll contact, where I'm staying at and, maybe get my money back from them. So what's great about it is that, and I already have a lot of travel in January, so I can have an extra weekend off to kind of relax, get my money back. And I started to feel kind of good about that. I was okay because I'd had a lot of expenses recently, and so I said, having that extra $5,000, it actually feel kind of nice. So then the second question is what's not perfect yet? What's not perfect yet? What's not perfect yet? Well, what's not perfect is that I really still wanted to go to this, business mastery seminar. I mean, I was really looking forward to it. I was really excited. I had already booked where I was going to stay. I had made arrangements, all different kinds of things, and and so it wasn't perfect. I didn't feel entirely good about this, even though I could see what was great about it. It still wasn't entirely perfect yet. So that was what wasn't really perfect, and I still wasn't even really clear if I was gonna get the money back or how the whole situation would unfold. And then so that moves into the next question, which is what am I willing to do to make it the way that I want? What am I willing to do to make it the way I want? What am I willing to do to make it the way I want? Well, so I said, what am I willing to do to make it the way I want? I said, well, I have a direct rep with Tony Robbins. I said, I will contact I'll contact her, I'll contact my direct rep, and I will, tell her how committed I am to going to this seminar, how much it means to me. I'll explain to her this situation, that I can't go to 1 August, that, even though he's not committed to going, I'm so committed to going. And hopefully my sincerity and because of the fact that I'd already booked where I was going to stay and everything, that she would be able to find a way to be able to make it happen, or assist me in in getting the refund. And if not, then I also, what else would I be willing to do to make it I want? I would contact the Tony Robbins company directly, maybe call up corporate or something and just see what I could do to get to someone higher level to be able to assist me with the situation, that maybe they could understand and help me out with this problem. Now the fourth question is, what am I willing to no longer do to make it the way I want? What am I willing to no longer do to make it the way I want? What am I willing to and I'm sorry, you can't really read this that great. What am I willing to no longer do to make it the way I want? The way I want. Well, what am I willing to no longer do to make it the way I want. I'm no longer gonna just sit here and cry and sit in anxiety and freak myself up. I'm gonna take action. So I reached out to her immediately. I'm actually connected with my rep on Facebook. I sent her a message, and we started. And I said, I'm just gonna wait until she writes me back and everything like that. And also, I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu. I remember I was on the way getting ready to go to jiu-jitsu training. I said, I'm just gonna go there. Training, relieve some stress. And then the fifth one is, how can I enjoy the process while I do what is necessary to make it the way I want? The fifth one, I'm sorry if you can't read this. How can I enjoy the process while I do what is necessary to make it the way I want? How can I enjoy the process while I do what is necessary to make it the way I want? To make it the way I want. Well, okay, you probably can't protect my chicken scratch. How can I enjoy the process while I do what is necessary to make it the way I want? And this is really kind of interesting, because at this point, I started doing my incantations, which, some of you guys who follow me on Instagram and different things, you've seen me. And I started, just saying, there's always a way when I am committed. There's always a way when I am committed. Life is happening for me, not to me. I am being guided. Every day and every way, I'm getting stronger and stronger. Everything happens for a reason. I trust that I am being guided, and I know that everything is happening for me. There's always a way when I am committed. And I started putting on some music, I was getting excited, and I started saying, yes, this is just a problem to make me stronger. Everything is happening for me. This is just making me stronger, yes. And I'm going to go to jiu-jitsu, I'm going to have an incredible workout. I was pumping up music, I was getting in the mode, I was getting excited. And I said, whatever happens, I'll know that this was meant to be, that everything happens for a reason. Regardless of how the situation unfolds, there's always a way when I am committed. There's always a way when I am committed, and I'm going to enjoy the process until I figure out, no matter how this unfolds, whether I have to get my money back, whether I have to reschedule the event to next year, if I have to, get my ticket transferred all the way to 2018 or something like that, or no matter what unfolds, I'm going to be grateful, live in gratitude, I'm going to live in faith, and I'm just going to know that I am being guided. And sure enough, I got in contact with my rep, Debbie. We started communicating, everything like that. Messaging, and sure enough, before you knew it, she said, don't worry, George, I'll handle it for you. Just go to the seminar in January. If the other guy you signed up with wants to go in August, that's fine. I'll take care of it. I'll put notes in the system, and I'll get the situation handled so that you can still enjoy. I can feel your level of commitment and everything like that. So just go, enjoy it, take notes, learn, and the situation was handled. But no matter what, I was prepared no matter what was going to happen, even if she came back and said she couldn't, no matter what could have happened. And I totally went from going in a fight or flight state, freaking out of my mind, to an excited type of a state, saying, you know what, this is just a lesson in a way, and just like lifting weights, this is something just to make me stronger. I mean, $5,000, which is not a small piece of chump change, was on the table, which I was scared, maybe I was going to lose this out completely. Maybe I wasn't going to get this money back no matter what, but I changed my state by changing the meaning that I gave to the situation. And so think about it, whatever it is you're going through in your life. Maybe you're going through a breakup right now and you're really brokenhearted. What is great about this? Maybe this is an opportunity for you to meet someone new. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to get into the best shape of your life. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to be able to put more effort into your dreams. Maybe to save more money, to travel, to have new experiences, make new friends, do things maybe that you haven't been able to put off for a while. Learn dance lessons, or take up, learning a new language, or, some music or something like that. What's not perfect yet? Maybe you're still hurting inside. Okay, well, what are you willing to do to make it the way you want? Maybe go sign up for online dating and start going out on some dates. Maybe start going to like a meetup to, make new friends. Sign up for dance classes. Start signing up for a gym. What are you willing to do to make it the way you want? And then what are you willing to no longer do to make it the way you want? Are you going to just sit there and keep sulking and crying and whining about it? Or are you going to decide that, I'm not going to sit around just whining every single day, waking up in the morning feeling sorry for myself? And then finally, how can you enjoy the process while you do what is necessary to make it the way you want? You know, well, you're trying to look for this new love of your life, this new girlfriend, this new boyfriend, or whatever it is you're going after. How can you enjoy the process? You know, maybe by just remembering to be grateful, maybe to spend more time with your friends, by making sure to crank up your favorite music all the time, you know, going to the movies, do things to reward yourself, you know, maybe go on a vacation or something, or just what can you come up? But these are better questions that'll get your brain coming up with better answers, because if you ask a question enough times, a smart question, your brain will come up with the answer. But if you ask a looping question, like, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? Why did they do this to me? Why don't they like me? Why do they like this person better than me? Then those are looping questions that you'll never find out the answer to, and it'll just drive you crazy. And that's why you hear people say, I just need closure. I just need closure. There is no closure. This is the closure. By changing the meaning of the situation, by changing the questions that you're asking yourself, it'll change the meaning, and it'll empower you to move your life forward into a much more positive direction. So I hope this helps, guys. I hope you can read this. I'm going to have to rewatch this video back, and if I can't read this at all, then I'll write the questions out in the description so you guys can... I actually have these questions typed up and taped in my bathroom by my mirror. So that way, you know, at the end of the day, if there's something I'm stressed about or something like that, I will look at the questions and I'll ask those to my... And I tell you what, no matter what the problem is, if you go through these questions, you're going to feel a lot better than you were before. So I hope this helps. Have a great day. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below in the comments. Feel free to share this video, and have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. See ya.